welcome back to Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Now you might be asking yourself, why are you not streaming the finale of Final Fantasy on Twitch? That's an excellent question. Load game. No, there's really not that much left to do. This is going to be a very, very quick video, and I thought maybe it would just be easier to do this as a recording than it is to do this as a stream, because this isn't going to take long. I really foobarred how to do the Chaos fight before, and it really boils down to a very, very simple strategy. And I will show you exactly what that strategy is when we engage him. So, we might have noticed this familiar figure from the last time we played. It's Garland! And you'll also notice that I managed to get us back here. Now, I've done some spell getting. I don't think I actually equipped everybody, though. No. So, some people have Protect Cloaks. Nightveil does not, but that's okay. Nightveil won't really need it. I changed some magic around, too, so I got things like Hialaga, Kiraja. I got Dispel. Now, on stream, it came up that things like Dispel don't work to lower Chaos's evasion or stats or anything like that, so you can't sort of cheese the final fight. So that's a little unfortunate. We'll do a proof of concept just to show you guys for sure, but I've tested this earlier to see if I could devise a new strategy to actually beat him. So I tried it off stream, and the strategy that I found, it made very, very quick work of him, so we should be okay. I did a little bit of grinding, got us up some levels too. Pretty scary health numbers. No one's breaching 1,000 HP, which is probably okay. Honestly, with everybody at more than 10,000 or 15,000 almost experience needed to level up, it's just not worth it to keep grinding out experience at this point. It really isn't. And we have almost 600,000 gil. Money is pointless at this juncture. There's no reason to have it. We have all the best stuff. We have all the best gear. All that we really have left to do is beat Garland. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. La Gasp. 2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland. Bum bum bum. Oh, you did defeat me then. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future. Because apparently the fiends in the past just have time-traveling capabilities. Somehow. Where they shall once again use their four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. Whoa! Dude's got a glow-up. But I will be reborn again here, so even as you die again and again, I shall return. Born again into this endless cycle that I have created. Yes, Chaos! And of course, like the original Final Fantasy, this boss music is not any different than any other fight you've ever encountered. A little bit sad, but if you like different music, then play the Pixel Remaster with the original music intact. Not the original from the Nintendo, but the original to the Pixel Remaster. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to do Giant's Glove. So we're going to be using Saber a lot. Magic, you're going to throw an Invisora up. Magic, you're going to throw a Protera up. And Magic, you're going to throw a Haste on him. So the strategy here is to load everything into the fighter. Everything. He's going to get all of the damage, all of the haste, all of everything. And we're going to do this for a couple of rounds. So we just want to get all of the protection up, first and foremost. But he's going to be swinging. That is the intent. He is going to be swinging. Alright, so items. Giant's Glove. Magic will throw a Kiraga on him. Magic will throw another Protera out, just get that stacking, and you can start throwing out those flares. We'll do that. Yeah, everything's gonna start hurting. That's why I want to get these, that's why Hialaga is actually gonna be really, really helpful. Just keep getting those protects up. As far as I know, they stack, but I don't know for sure. But I think so. Just keep getting those sabers on them. Alright.
We'll do one more Giant's Glove. We'll do a... Now he's starting to spread some damage around, so we'll get a Healaga out. We'll do a Healing Staff, and we'll do a Healing Helm. Yeah, we want that. Alright. We're gonna keep swinging here. Get a heal out. Just an itty-bitty heal. These are actually going to be really helpful. Healagas are actually going to be really helpful. And just make sure everybody's topped up to full. Perfect. Okay, so you attack now. You do... we're going to save these for... I'll do Dispel anyway, just to show you guys that it doesn't work. We'll keep casting those Protects, and you keep casting Tempers. So, Temper... Miss. Ow! That's probably going to hurt. Nope. 16 hits, 2,000 damage. Just right off the bat, just bam. So this stacks. This original Temper didn't originally work in the Nintendo Final Fantasy, but it works pretty friggin' good here. So we're gonna just keep stacking into it. We'll throw out those Healagas just to make sure people stay alive, and just keep throwing Tempers into them. 16 hits, 1,800 damage. I'd love to dispel that. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try, actually. Just keep loading those Tempers in. As far as I know, he's still hasted as well. Attack. Magic. You both have Dispel, eh? Let's try Dispelling that anyway and see if maybe that works. We'll get the Healaga out just to make sure that we're okay. And then keep throwing Tempers into him. 16 hits, 2,200. Oh no, not this awful one! Oh no! Barely hurts. Yeah, okay. So you can't do anything against him. Dispel just doesn't work at all. So once he gets haste on him, he's got it until you kill him. Unfortunately for him, my fighter is going to be doing a buttload of damage. I was trying to say buttload and dump truck, and it kind of just froze in my brain. We'll get the Healaga out just to make sure. And we'll do another Protera, and we'll do another Temper. 16 hits, 2,600 damage. Like, it's just, this is so ridiculous. He's gonna be hitting for almost 3,000 damage a swing. Oh, well, he's dead. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's attack. Let's bring up, let's get a full life on you. Let's get a Protera out on you. You might die too. Oh, not dead yet. 2,700. But pretty dang close. We're gonna get some Healagas out in just a second. That's because he's hasted. And again, like I said, now that he's hasted, you really can't do anything about that. But we are gonna throw a couple of Healagas out because people kind of got roughed up a little bit. And then keep throwing those Tempers out on him. Oh no, Rojo I think is dead. Yeah. Just keep throwing those Tempers out though. Just watching that. That would have been really nice if the Healaga went off before he attacked, or did Blizzaga, but whatever. We'll just do a full life, because that's actually more efficient. And then Magic, throw another Temper. Like, 3,500 damage. This is so ridiculous. I'm actually trying to see how high I can push that number now. If I do more than 4,000 damage before this fight's done, this is going to be ridiculous. So we're really just saving and setting him up for his next round of attacks. So we'll do another Healaga, we'll do another Healaga, just to make sure people stay alive. And why not? Throw another Temper down. Ah! Go ahead, waste your turn. Oh no, the Temper went before he attacked. Ah, look at that. And everybody's alive. Just as intended. So, I guess the moral of the story is, as long as you have someone who can physically attack, just keep casting Temper on them. And make them your primary damage dealer, and your entire focus should just be to keep them alive. But, yay! Alrighty. And enjoy the pixelated ending music. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. It's a reworked version of the town theme that's playing for some reason. Not the Final Fantasy Overture or anything. It's the town theme remixed. The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. But do any of them remember the 21st night of September? It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the 4 forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. With the 4 forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. Yeah, so it basically resets us back to just before we show up, and Princess Sarah's been captured and we have to go and defeat Garland. Essentially. When was this fateful day that sent the time spiraling into a loop? None can say. Yeah, time travel do be like that, eh? I guess this is what happens when you muck around with the time stream continuum. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of our 4 young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. Yay! None will ever recall the struggle the 4 endured. Yeah, no one remembers everything you did. For the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. Yeah, so the funny thing about time travel is when you break the chain, it kind of stops everything from happening. So they reset the time loop to before the time loop even happened, so nobody knows that the game even happened. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the mere memory of their deeds lives on. But, no one knows of these deeds. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. That's a little drab and dreary. And now their return is upon us. Oh, we're coming back! With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Ah. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of the light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystal resides in your heart. Ah. Isn't that nice? For you are the warrior who crossed time. Me! I was the warrior of light all along. You are the bringer of light. Whew. That's right. You were the real-time hero, warrior of light. And by you, I mean me. And by me, I mean us, really. Because really, we went on this journey together, didn't we, folks? But yeah, crazy thing about time travel is if you muck around with it, nobody remembers anything that happened. So, whoopsie doodle. Whoops. And then you can actually hear the town theme really kicking up right about here. And then the end should start manifesting in the top screen. Oh. Does it not? In the original one it does. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. Honestly, this game really was the game that kicked me off on my entire love of... there's the Final Fantasy Overture. There it is. So, yeah. What can I say about the Pixel Remaster? In all honesty, it fixes all of the glitches that the original Final Fantasy game had. So broken spells and broken mechanics, they're all fixed in this version. You can play the original music as though you were playing the original NES version, which is great. And it is probably the most accurate honoring of the original NES without being too dramatic a departure. So you can play with updated music if you want, but new features like the overworld map that's easier to follow, all of the dungeon maps, the quick saving, these are all things that just make a game that was designed to not be beaten in multiple sittings, really. I mean, you could, because the inns in the original game allowed you to save, and same thing with your tents and houses. Those were your mobile save points. But dangerous caverns like the Ice Cave were a lot easier to do when you had that backup save handy. Same thing with the Fiends, right? When you can just press a quick save, and if things don't go your way, you just reset. I could have done that with Garland. I could have just reset it with Chaos with the final boss, done a quick save, and then if every time I lost, just gone back and tried to beat him again. Unfortunately, the first time I played through the Pixel Remaster, I forgot to get the Excalibur, so I actually beat Chaos with a warrior without having Excalibur on my fighter, and that was a little bit interesting of a fight. But you can see how, because Temper works in this version of the game, it didn't work in the original NES. Because Temper and Haste work so much better together, you really can just stack up that Haste and Temper combo on your heaviest hitter. Like, if I had a Monk, I could have done that to him, and that Monk would have been swinging. Like, he would have been absolutely swinging if I had done that. Because he hits multiple times, he's a truck of a hitter, and aside from not having to use weapons, his unhanded combat is second to none. He is your unarmed combatant in the game, and he, dare I say, he can put out just about as much damage as a fighter can, wielding the Excalibur. So if you have a black belt / monk and a fighter / knight in your party, you can dish out some heavy-duty damage. So it's all just a matter of what makes sense for how you want to play it. Now, I did this as a completely random roll. This was done with rolling 4d6s and choosing my characterization based on those outcomes. So I had 1, 4, 4, and 6. So that meant I had my fighter, 2 white mages, and a black mage. And because my black mage was there to more function as a support for my fighter, especially for the final boss. Now, in theory, I could have done this trick with all bosses. Just loaded in Haste, pumped them up with Temper, and then just went to town on any boss, and probably killed most bosses within 1 to 2 rounds if I had built up enough damage backing. But Excalibur do make bosses very easy to break through because it really does max damage against any type of creature. It cuts through resistances and it cuts through elemental defenses. So if you dogpile your Haste and your Temper into the fighter, it really does make him a big powerhouse. As you saw there, I really struggled in my last video to beat Garland because I was trying to figure out a way that I could DPS him down with spells, as I would have in the original on the NES. This time, no. Just load up everything into the fighter and have him do swinging damage. And he was doing almost 4,000 damage a shot. Now, Garland in this version of the game has about 20,000 health, apparently. And you saw that I took him down in about 10 or so rounds of combat, give or take. Now, he played very nice, too. He didn't use any of his big damaging spells, and the spells that he did use, I was well protected against, so they weren't even doing their full damage. But it just goes to show you that with a little bit of prep and a lot of luck on your side, even the final boss of Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster can go down fairly easily. So I won't let the rest of this play out, though, but if you guys are interested in seeing the credits, you can obviously just look for them on another channel on YouTube. You can go and check them out in another video where you can see all the credits if you want. But I do want to thank you guys very much for coming on this journey with me. If you guys are not subbed to the channel, obviously you can hit that sub button down below. That does help me out. Commenting and sharing the video, always good for the algorithm. YouTube likes that a lot, so if you're enjoying the content, give it a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. And if you're not following me over on Twitch, the link is down in the description below as well, where you can follow me on my Twitch channel. I try to stream as often as I can over there, and who knows what we'll be cooking up next. But I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, as well as on the next stream. So until then, this has been Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster on the PC. I am Tsuki Shigota. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!